This week on LSMN Overtime, we'll highlight basketball playoffs from around the district, we'll meet a Lewisville athlete who's found her place in an unlikely sport, and we'll check out a new addition to the Marcus Golf program.
Hello, and thanks for watching for LSMN Overtime. I'm Alex Salazar. 4 teams in LISD started the week in the playoff hunt. The Colony and Hebron girls teams were looking to advance in the regional quarterfinals, and Lewisville and Hebron were beginning their runs in by district. We begin in Lake Dallas Monday night as state-ranked Hebron faced Little Elm in the third round of the playoffs. Hebron relied on their key players in the first half. In the first quarter, junior center Jordan Thomas led the way for the Lady Hawks with 10 points and dominating play down low. In the second, junior Paris Bradley showed off her aggressive play style with a lot of slashing to the basket. Hebron led at the half 30-26. The third quarter remained tight as Hebron still dominated in the paint. But the game took a dramatic turn in the final 5 minutes of play when Little Elm found their three-point stroke led by sophomore Renaya Hunt. The Lady Hawks couldn't cut into the lead and ran out of time as Little Elm ended the Lady Hawks season and took the regional quarterfinal 65-52. One final note from Monday night's game for the Lady Hawks. Jordan Thomas surpassed 1,000 career points. Thomas averaged just under 14 points a game and was one of the key players leading to Hebron's success this season. We look forward to seeing her add to those numbers in her senior year. Turning to boys playoff action, the Lewisville Farmers faced off against the McKinney Lions Tuesday night in the bi-district game. Lewisville hit the first three-pointer of the game, ending the first quarter 13-11. Lewisville's Rakai Crawford grabbed a turnover midway through the second, but McKinney's offense would get rolling. The score at halftime was tied 23-all. In the third, a Farmer steal from forward Jameer Lewis resulted in a nice dunk that sparked a 12-2 run for Lewisville. The Farmers led 37-29 at the end of the third quarter. In the fourth, Crawford would add another three-pointer, stretching the Farmer lead. McKinney couldn't climb back into this one as Lewisville took down the Lions 51-43. Next up for the Farmers, they'll take on Arlington Martin Friday night in Grapevine for the area championship. Other scores from this week, despite forcing a lot of turnovers in the first half, Frisco Memorial defeated the Colony Lady Cougars 45-32 on Monday. Meanwhile, Tuesday night, the Hebron boys defense stifled the 9th-ranked Allen Eagles and snuck away with a close win, 51-48. Next up for Hebron, they will travel to Prosper to take on Richardson Friday night. Good luck to Hebron and Lewisville as they hope to continue their playoff run. The state wrestling meet was last Friday, and one female wrestler placed in her division. Here's James Trigg with Spotlight.
This week's Spotlight goes out to Alea Brown, a senior wrestler from Lewisville High. Brown competed in the girls' state championship wrestling tournament last weekend, where she won the silver in her weight class. Brown went into the meet with 40 wins and just 9 losses. She also earned her 100th career victory at the tournament. Brown is the first LHS wrestler to compete in the state meet since 2015. For LSMN Spotlight, I'm James Trigg.
Thanks, James. Alea Brown wasn't the only Lewisville wrestler to go state. Junior Calandria Carter made it all the way to state after only joining varsity 3 weeks ago. Haley Baker has her story.
Calandria Carter started wrestling her sophomore year after she didn't make the volleyball team.
So she had a long way to go.
Her sophomore year, Coach Sumter brought me this very shy, very soft-spoken Calandria Carter. And so my first impressions were, she's got the build. I think she's got, if Coach Sumter is saying she's a hard worker and she's doing what's right, then I trust that. But I honestly didn't know how she was going to fare when we got out there against some competition, because at the end of the day, it's a fight out there on the mat.
Up until 3 weeks ago, KK was competing as Lewisville's JV heavyweight, but an unexpected injury suddenly pushed her up to varsity.
My teammate, Tiante, she was in varsity. She got hurt, so that made Coach Brooks bump me up to varsity, and that was very shocking to me. And obviously I was kind of worried for Tiante because the injury was unexpected.
We went to KK and we said, hey, Tiante's out. She's not going to challenge. That means you're in. You're up. And we need you to step up and go to work and do your job. And man, she did more than that.
For moving JV to varsity so suddenly, it kind of gave me the extra push I needed in practice to work extra hard, because being a varsity was very huge. And I'd be seeing the girls that Tiante wrestles, and they were no joke.
KK proved herself in district tournaments and even fought her way to the state championship.
I say I would never thought I would have made it to state. So the fact that I was there now, and it was just crazy to me. I was so happy. I was so excited.
To watch somebody like KK come from a sport and know nothing about our sport and be a little bit reluctant in the beginning to join our sport, qualify for the state tournament and win a match is just phenomenal to me. That kind of growth from nothing to the state tournament is beautiful.
For LSMN Overtime, I'm Haley Baker.
When we come back from the break, we'll look at some Tuesday night soccer action and an addition to the Marcus Golf program. Welcome back. Let's get started with some soccer. Tuesday night, Lewisville hosted Capel. Both teams are battling for a playoff spot, which might account for the tight game. 12 minutes into the first half, the Cowboys got on the board. With about 6 minutes left in the half, Lewisville senior DJ Kulai got on a beautiful kick, tying in the game 1-1. The second half was more action-packed. Both teams exchanged rapid goals within seconds of each other, including Kulai getting a second goal on this well-placed shot. The game was tied 2-2 late in the second half, with Capel getting a nice header. Lewisville answered with a penalty shot from Kulai, giving him a hat trick for the night, and finishing out the game 3-3. In other boys' scores, Hebron traveled over to Plano East, where they won 3-2. The Marauders hosted the Jags, winning on their turf 1-0. Finally, the Colony visited Creekview in a tough match, losing 6-0. Going over to the girls' side of it, Hebron hosted Plano East with an outstanding 5-0 victory. Flowermount hosted Marcus, where the Marauders won 3-0. The Farmers worked their way over to Capel, where they lost 6-2. Finally, the Colony hosted Creekview, losing 1-0. Marcus head football coach Kevin Atkinson announced his retirement last week. Coach Atkinson had been coaching for 31 years, 21 of those years as a head coach. He spent 6 seasons at Marcus with a record of 43-22. He also began his coaching career in 1992 at Marcus. In recent years, Atkinson had been battling with apraxia and suffered a stroke in 2020. Flowermount earned some hardware last week at the state swim meet. Helena Pasaisen competed in the 6A state championship. In the 100-yard breaststroke competition, Pasaisen finished in second place, earning the silver medal in the event. Marcus Golf recently unveiled a new practice green on campus. Harley Smith has more.
Marcus Golf is hitting it off this year, being one of the first schools in the state to have this in their program and already having an indoor practice range. Head coach Carrie Gable expanded upon this new addition.
We've been working on it, honestly, for about 2 to 3 years. Once the greenhouse came down a few years ago, I had the idea of trying to create some type of outdoor practice facility for us. Right now, the biggest reason is golf is in a really big boom. A lot of people are playing golf, which means the golf courses are full, and they don't want high school teams out there. And so it gives us an opportunity to have a place to practice no matter what day it is.
With all the benefits of this new golfing green, it gives them a new way to practice.
It's really nice. Not a lot of schools have it, so it's fun when it's nice outside and you don't want to be stuck inside. So
also the outdoor has more range. There's further spots rather than here. You're a lot closer and more compact.
It gives us a lot of extra practice that maybe we don't get in here, which is cool. Kind of elements a little bit more. So it's pretty unique actually. I haven't really seen it at any other schools. It helps for longer chip shots and pitch shots. It kind of helps for placement, and it's just very unique.
We'll see if this new outdoor facility helps Marcus win district, which hasn't been achieved since 2017. For LSMN Overtime, I'm Harley Smith.
We don't have a grad star this week, but we thought this would be a great time to ask you for one. If you know of an LISD alum doing some great things in sports, tag us on Twitter at LSMN Sports. That's all the sports updates we have for this week. Just a reminder, we're always on YouTube, including Tuesday night's Game of the Week, featuring soccer action between the Hebron Lady Hawks and the Flower Mound Lady Jags. The broadcast will start around 7:30. Always working overtime for LSMN, I'm Alex Salazar.